What's up, guys? It's Appalachian ADV Rider again, bringing you another knife unboxing. Yeah, this is good. This week's going to be good. I have a couple of more shipments coming, maybe 3 more, and they're all, pretty worthy knives, I think. Yesterday, when I felt a shaman, I unboxed a shaman, which is not a new knife. It's been around for quite a while, but it is a classic. And this one here is another classic. So it's going to be in that kind of category. So let's get this thing going here. Opening it with the Yojumbo 2 from Spyderco. USA made in Colorado, USA Earth. In crew wear. It's a special, I think it's a, I'm not going to advertise. It's a special from some seller. All right. So what's in the box? Yeah, man, I'm excited. So I'm really excited. But all right, I'm just gonna leave it at that. So what's in here? Another Spyderco. All right. That's what I thought it would be. So doing good. All right, nothing else is in there. All right, what do we have here? Put this thing away. So this thing is super sharp. It's a razor blade, essentially. And it comes down to a real sharp tip. So put this puppy away. It's a compression lock. Press this here, and there you go. Hit the box. All right, Spyderco. Slowly. Excuse me, sorry. Slowly open it. What is it? What is it? You probably can't see it through the bag, can you? Probably not. It is the daddy to this guy. This is the Yojumbo 2, and this is the Yojumbo. Already I can feel the texture is very rough compared to this, so that's a little disappointing. Can't say I did a lot of reviews, checked a lot of reviews on this. I got it because I just like this Wharncliffe blade. Let's open it first. So already the weight's good. I mean, the texture is very, very aggressive. Let's just put it that way. All right, slow roll this puppy. Ooh. I mean, that's a big knife. This is a Wharncliffe blade, if people don't know. Also made in USA. Looks like it's made. It has washers. You can't see it. There's holes here, and you can see through it. And I can see the washers. So, hard use knife there. There's a little bit of rock left and right. No up and down. I'll check on that adjustment later. And the knife dropped down no problem. And when it dropped, my finger got hit by the knife. So when you open it, I mean, before you open it, when it's closed, that's what I should say. When it's closed, this thing's in a way. But to open it, you don't need to go in that hole there. So you're just going to slow roll it. And now when you go to close it, there's nothing in the way. The only thing is when you let this knife blade drop, it hit my finger. I mean, maybe if I hold it up higher. It tabbed my finger a little bit. It's not sharp or anything, but just know that this design here has got that negative thing about it. And it's, this is not as pronounced as this. You can see like maybe right here. Let's just focus on this one here. You see here where the bottom of the blade tang is sticking out. Where here, you can't see the bottom of the blade tang. You've got more room here. So, I mean, that's not the greatest thing, but I think that helped keep this thing narrower, and that was his design feature, I guess. That's what he wanted to do, so has to be, right? Because that's what he did. All right. Yeah, I mean, this feels good. This is, a big knife. Let's see how big it is. And by the way, so this knife was designed by this guy, Michael Janich. I watched a video on him talking about the evolution of this knife and the design of it. And what he said was he'd done tons of testing of penetration. And with this knife, what happens is because it has such a pronounced tip, and then behind the tip, there's no serration. It's a blunt ramp that when you plunge this design forward into your target or whatever, that the tissue or material rubs up against the top and like hits the top of this blade and helps force the blade down into the tip, into what you're trying to penetrate. From a geometry sense, I completely believe him, and the guy is a expert in the field. So I have absolutely no reason to doubt that he's done this testing and he's come to this conclusion. And I'm just sharing you what he said, and I think it's valid, or at least it makes sense to me. And when things smell right, I'm not as suspicious. So, I mean, this is pretty sharp, this blade. Let's see, compared to this one. About the same. Let's just check out the size of this one and the difference between the two. So this knife here, make sure this is in the pathway, and it is 9¼ inches in total length. The steel length to the frame is 4 inches, and the cutting length is pretty much, 3 9/10 or whatever. It's really close to 4 inches. It's just shy of it. So it's not going to be legal in a lot of places. It's a big blade. It has the ability to take this clip and do tip up, tip down, left and right. So that's good for your lefties. It has, we're talking about the length. Let me just jump back to the length here. So that's the total overall length. And then the length of the handle closed is 5¼ inches. So 9¼ total, 5¼ closed. I mean, this is the size knife I like, in between 7 3/4, let's say, and 9 and change. It fills my hand. I have a big hand. This is narrower, so it feels comfortable, but it doesn't feel, perfect, like something that would maybe have a palm swell in the middle. And the texture is rougher. I mean, quite honestly, I think this feels better. And it's a smaller knife, so that is, but the review's not about that one. All right, so what else? You have 1, 2, 3 points of attachment here. Like I said, a compression lock, really super thick steel, and this is a S30V, which is a good steel, and it is stainless, and plus, obviously you can see this one has a coating on it, so it's even more stainless. The really thick stock here, but it comes down to a really sharp point there, and I wouldn't consider this, a hard to use knife. It's a very utilitarian blade shape. Wharncliffe is one of the best EDC blades as far as I'm concerned, the blade shape, and supposedly this is a great tactical blade, or blade shape. I forgot if that's not the right word for it. I apologize, but it's like a combat blade shape, and extremely utilitarian because of the tip, and you can just go into the material and slice into it. So let's just do a paper cut. So this is really flimsy paper. It's got folds in it, so I'm sure it's going to hang up a little bit, but I mean, trust me that the knife is sharp. But yeah, no, that's pretty good. Oh, like I said, it's a flimsy thing, but this knife cuts really well like this. Look at that. You could just at any point in time, anywhere, start cutting this piece of paper. So that's what I was saying about how wonderful this blade shape is. And you can, put your thumb up here or put your finger all the way up here. It has a excellent reverse grip. I don't ever envision myself using this tactically, but I can feel how this would be, something that you could defend yourself with and trust it. I mean, there is a little left and right play. I will tighten that, but with the washers there and the liners, I'm assuming the liners are steel. This is not an expensive knife, or at least when it first came out. It's not, more premium targeted knife. So I'm assuming that's steel and not titanium. There is some milling in there, some weight reduction milling in there. The pocket clip is a standard Spyderco pocket clip. Fit fine, over my pants pocket. It's definitely not a deep carry. Let me close this here. It's definitely not a deep carry, but that doesn't bother me. I don't necessarily have to hide a knife. I mean, this knife is not a gentleman's knife, and if I needed to hide something, it wouldn't be this knife. But the Spidey hole is just an amazing deployment method. You can, flick it out like that, or even though this thing's in the way, you can grab it and you can flick it out like that. So, I mean, I love that deployment method, flipping it out. And even with this limited space that I have here with the phone above the table, with maybe just a foot of space, I can do that without really flicking my wrist out. And so that's really nice. So what is this, what is this designed for? Well, I mean, why would anyone want to buy this knife? Well, obviously, if you're tactical, I guess this would be great. So I'm not really that kind of guy. So I'm not going to speak to that aspect of why this would be good for a survival situation or not. Other than the fact that a renowned expert in the field had designed this knife using this blade shape because it was a great blade shape for tactical purposes. So I trust the guy. But what would I use this knife for? It's a great utility knife, a great EDC knife. Now it's a larger one. So, if I was in a work environment where I need, such a large blade on a regular basis, then I absolutely would carry this one. But as an EDC knife, I think the Yojumbo 2 is like a better deal. Let's just compare the two, right? So we said that's 9 1/4. This is 7 1/2 total length, which is a good size. So anything in that upper 7 range to 9-inch range, I like. So if you want to know what my tastes are, and I say I like something, it's typically a bigger, larger knife, a heavy duty knife, tactical knife, or not even tactical, but a great EDC knife. So I like this one. But this one is definitely not bad. And, where I would carry it is in a situation where I knew I needed to, do a lot of cutting, especially box cutting or feather sticking, or, in construction, cutting drywall. I mean, this is a fantastic blade shape, and it's straight like a razor. So it's easy to sharpen on, the sharpening system that I have. I have a ceramic rod and a strop, like a leather strop, and also a rod system. I think it's like, I don't remember the name of the rod system, so I don't want to embarrass myself by saying something wrong. So, yeah, no, I really like this knife. Let's see. Let's weigh it and wind this up, because I make long videos. So let's try to make it shorter. All right, what is this weigh? So 5.3 ounces. And, I like bigger and heavier knives, so versus 4 ounces. So again, as a recommendation to people, where do I see this knife fitting? 5.3. So EDC, you certainly can EDC it, but if you're looking for this blade shape and this form factor, I really think the Yojimbo 2 is the better way to go. So what would this be good for? Again, like hard use, you're going to go out and do something. So I'm basically saying, I think what I'm saying is, if I were recommending which one to choose, I would choose this one. I'd say skip this one. How's that? Though, if you absolutely need a bigger knife, here you go. So this is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with this knife. Love it. And, depending upon what you intend to use it for, this could definitely be your choice of the two. But for me, it probably wouldn't be, because I work in an office, right? And so this would be great. Yeah, I like having a big knife. But, it's not quite as fidgety as some of my other favorite knives. And it is kind of rough. I mean, I would be thinking, and I know that it's going to tear my pocket up. So already I don't like that. So what I typically do with these knives is, if I'm keeping it, and I keep all my knives, so I take the pocket clip off. I mark where this thing touches the scale, and then I'll go in with a sandpaper or something and smooth out the texturing right there in that spot, and that normally works pretty good. But it's extra work, and you could buy this or something else. So I like this knife, but I can't recommend it. Let's just put it that way. Unless this is so, it speaks to you because of its size and its shape, and you're going to use something like this. All right. Well, thank you for watching this unboxing of this Yojimbo. I love doing these things, and I hope you enjoy watching them. And if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button and notification bell, and you'll get notification when I make new videos. So this week I'm going to have a couple more pretty good videos, I think, and some of them will be in another class higher than this, like a mid-tech knife. So a surprise coming, and very excited about that one. You'll probably hear me be very excited about it. It's one of my favorite designs. You'll see what I'm talking about. All right, thank you all, and I will see you next time. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Have a good one.